When I first started working, I enjoyed obtaining various qualifications. However, since I didn't have any money, I bought a book like a reference book for obtaining qualifications and memorized it. Well, on the day of the test after all that studying, I was faced with an unexpectedly difficult question. The question was about the danger of a toxic substance contained in a whole liter, even though it contained a whole gram. Well, the question wasn't difficult, but I didn't know how to convert how many square meters there were in 1 liter. As expected, I failed the exam that time, so next time I took a day off work to take the test. I still had a sense of responsibility at the time, so I didn't want to fail here. I also memorized the conversion formula for liters and squares. However, the problem at that time was that there were whole grams of harmful substances in every deciliter. How many liters are in a deciliter? Yes, I wasn't able to study the basics. I just went through elementary school and junior high school without any real knowledge. I didn't know how to take notes in class. Also, my mother passed away when I was young, so no one blamed me for not studying. This will give away my age, but in the area where I lived, there was something called an A- test in the second year of junior high school. And I went to a public high school that you could get into just by getting a good score on that test. So I won't mention the name of the high school out of respect for them. So, when I was in high school, I first realized that I had to study, but by that time, the teachers just assumed I already knew units like liters, so I ignored them and studied a little. As a high school student, I wanted money, so I worked part-time at a shoe store and had a boyfriend. So I was pretty busy. On top of that, the housework was a heavy burden. I had to do laundry for my father, my older brother, me, and my second oldest sister. I thought my second sister should do her own laundry. But if I left her alone she would start wearing my clothes, so her clothes had to be washed. Furthermore, my oldest sister got a job and was transferred far away. My burden increased significantly. I should have resented my father, older brother, and second sister, and I should have been grateful to my oldest sister for sharing the burden up until then, but at the time, my resentment was directed at my oldest sister. Moreover, washing machines at that time were two-tiered. In the end, I passed the qualification exam after taking it twice. I still underestimate the world, thinking that you can get by even if you don't study the basics.